Hi, Sagittarius. This is Kathy. Welcome to my channel, Kathy Mamolen, Psychic Medium. Welcome to a timeless love reading for my Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Cross watchers are always welcome. We're going to ask Spirit today what you don't see coming, what you didn't see coming. This is a general reading, so let's just see what comes in. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to anybody that's new. Let's get some cards. Let's call in our spirit guide. Spirit, if you can please share with me for my Sagittarius today, what is it that you need them to know about any energy that's going on around them, coming their way, what they might not know? Any surprises out there, Spirit? What is it that you need them to hear? I am listening for you now. I have a pot of gold. Okay. Selling you a false dream. Boy, there's nothing worse than false hopes or empty promises, right? So we want to be careful with that person who just tells you everything that you think you want to hear. They're just trying to convince you that you want to be with them. So listen closely, Spirit saying, to the words that you are hearing. You have a good head on your shoulders. You can make good decisions. You know, if it seems too good to be true, it may not be true. So it walks like a duck, it talks like a duck, it is a duck. So be careful. I have what they have. Don't even know how to react. Okay, is something going on around you? What the heck? Okay, like what is going on around us? Maybe they said something to you that you find out, like you catch them in a falsehood of some kind. We've all been with that person where you're like, you didn't think I was going to find out. So something could be going on around that. I have partial. There's more to the story. They're definitely giving you some heads up. Okay, you've got to listen to the red flags, all right? You've got to not ignore the red flags. That is why you have intuition. That when I am in my private readings and I often ask people, like, did you have any red flags? They say, well, looking back, I had red flags, but I kind of ignored them. Okay, so, you know, that's why Spirit gives you the red flags, because they are trying to help you see things clearly. Spirit, please share with me. I have nervous. I'm nervous around you. I have anxiety around you. I'm tapping my foot. I'm looking at my phone. I'm going to say, I hate to say it, but hiding something, hidden secrets. I'm even going to say, I'm going to ask Spirit for the truth, you know, because I always believe in the truth comes out. But when I felt that nervous energy, it was like tapping my foot, not making eye contact, anxious, like I want to be somewhere else. I'm not really engaged. I'm kind of disconnected. My mind is somewhere else, looking at my phone. Something is going on. All right. I'm going to get a couple more of these. Okay. I have manifesting. You could be working on, I want things to get better. I want to see things clearly. And that's good, you know, because Spirit will show you the truth no matter what's going on around you. Moving in, leaving items behind. Maybe there's a lot of items of this person's in your home already. Maybe they are slowly making their way into your space without permission, like they're staying over more and more. And you're kind of like, do you have a home? Do you ever go home? So maybe they're making you feel uncomfortable that, you know, we haven't talked about being together all the time, and now all of a sudden they're there all the time, or something is not being discussed about our future or what we're doing. Attest to the earliest stages of making an offer. So are they nervous because they want to know, like, do you want the same things? I'm going to say testing. The test tube, I'm just going to put down testing here until I get into my cards. Like, are they testing you? What is going on? I'm paranoid. I'm paranoid. I think they're hiding something. I hate to tell you. I feel like, and maybe you're smart enough to know, and this could just be a reminder of somebody from your past, like that, you know, yeah, I mean, I should have seen the flag sooner, and moving forward, that was a good lesson to learn. So it could be just being reminding you of something that you've already gone through. But for those of you that are dating somebody right now, and you can see the anxiety, you can see the paranoia, you can see that they're not behaving the way that they normally do. This feeling of I'm testing you. What the heck? They said, what the F? What the F? King of Cups. I have a Six of Swords. Detachment. I have the Wheel of Fortune. And I have a Justice card. So the first thing that came into me is the detachment, that I feel the King of Cups, who I feel like has always been there for me or loved me, or I felt like we were moving in the right direction, has been pulling away. And I'm not really getting the answer as to why. They're avoiding the conversation. They are not engaging in anything. So there's almost this feeling of, I don't know what to say because I'm afraid I'm going to push them further away. But that's not how you build a relationship. If you feel like they're pulling away, you've got to know why. You've got to say, hey, what's up? We need to talk, because they'll go further and further away. There could be a sense of, I'm worried about a commitment. I know you think that we're supposed to be together forever, because you could say, I just know that we're supposed to be together, or I can't imagine my life without you. And maybe that's put some pressure on them. But it is a feeling of, am I ready for that? I don't feel like this person is ready for a commitment. And maybe it's something that you want. I have a Nine of Cups. I'm satisfied with what we have, or I don't want to change things. There's always that person out there that says, why can't we just keep things the way they are? Because people grow, people change their minds. People want to feel like they are moving forward in their life. And the person who says, you know, I like it the way it is, I don't want to change anything, isn't growing with you. I have an Emperor. Okay. I don't know why I feel like I'm walking on eggshells. All right. So is there something about this person that you're almost afraid of saying, are we moving forward, because you're afraid of the answer? You know, is this Emperor going to turn around and say to you, I told you in the beginning that I didn't want that. And now you're trying to change the script. You're trying to say, I want more, and I want to go to the next level. And maybe this person has been pulling back for that reason, but I feel like it's something else. They're saying hidden in the shadows. Yeah. For those of you that think there's something going on, I'm going to say there is. I'm going to say there's an affair. They're talking to somebody, unfortunately, that what you think is happening is probably happening. Bottom of the deck, I have the Star, and I have a Five of Pentacles. So is the fear of the walking on eggshells is finding out the truth. If I find out the truth that there's something going on, or they're talking to somebody else, you know, it changes my life, and I don't want my life to change. I don't want this person to, I don't want to end things with this person. I want to fix things with this person. If they're talking to somebody else, they've already gone too far, is how I feel. So you've got to find out, like, why are they so anxious? Why are they tapping their foot? Why are they always looking at their phone? What is going on here? And they're hiding something. They're either talking to somebody else, or they're wondering what else is out there. Mastery. At this phase of my life, I'm focused on honing my craft and refining the skill that will help me to fulfill my purpose. I do feel like they're an emperor. I do feel like they're probably very good at what they do. They could use excuses like, I'm not talking to anybody. It's work. It's my emails. You're making stuff up in your head. I have to tell you, I mean, this reading is not for everybody. I'm going to say that right now. So if this isn't your story, don't worry about it. But because if you do trust your person, Spirit said, then that's great. But if you are having these kind of gut feelings of something is going on here that isn't feeling right, there probably is. I have relocation. In order for us to be together, one of us would have to relocate. So there's even thoughts of, like I said, there was lots of clothes and things in my home, and maybe I'm even thinking like all these things are going to have to get out of here. I mean, you're going so far down the path of, if they are talking to somebody or with somebody, then this person's going to be out of my life. So you might already be starting to think, what does that look like? What would that feel like? And I'm going to have to, kick them out or move them, or they've got to find another place to put all their stuff, that somehow I'll end it up in my house. But right now it's a feeling of somebody's gonna have to move and some big change. I have an empire. We're going to build something incredible together. And I feel like that was the promise. I feel that there was this, we're going to have it all energy. We're going to, own a business. We're going to do this. And right from the beginning, they said, there's more to this story. And it was almost like this person's been telling you like pipe dreams. Okay. The person whose ego is very inflated, who has, I'm going to do this, and this, and we're going to have an incredible life. Meanwhile, they're not anywhere near those things. They're not even taking actions towards some of those things. They could be good at something, but their pipe dreams are way up here and they're down here. So they could be very unrealistic about their worth. And maybe they're looking for somebody else to stroke their ego, because maybe you're not stroking their ego anymore. You're not telling them how incredible they are, or that, no matter what they do, they're amazing. You're like, I'm starting to disbelieve some of the things that you've said to me. So right now, I feel like you've got somebody who needs to have their ego stroked, and you might not be the person that's doing it. And somebody else is trying to make them feel amazing so they can have them. Ugh. I have an Ace of Wands. I have a Queen of Swords. You're smarter than this, Spirit's saying right now. I have the World. It's almost like Spirit's going to show you the truth. Spirit's going to give you, the evidence. They're going to give you the truth. They're going to show you what is right in front of you. And I have a Knight of Wands. So there could be great passion. We could be very connected emotionally. We could be very physical connected. But I don't feel emotionally secure. I don't, this person's making me feel like there's something else going on all the time. Maybe you just know it in your heart. Maybe you just know that this person's a player, or they were a player when you met them and you thought you changed them. I'm going to say that this player didn't change. They're not changing. And maybe you thought they would change, but I feel like this player didn't change. I have an 8 of Cups. Does Spirit want you to move towards something else? Does Spirit want you to take all of your loving energy and give it to somebody else, and put your energy into you, and put your energy into somebody who is worthy and deserving of you, that would never lie to you and never sit on the couch talking to somebody else while you're sitting right next to them? I have a 3 of Swords. I think Spirit wants you to think about your future. 10 of Cups. I don't know if this is the person who is going to be fulfilling with that 10 of Cups. If you're walking on eggshells, they're nervous. They can't even look you in the eye. I'm not sure why. So it is warning flags. It is. I don't like these kind of readings, but sometimes somebody has to hear this. Otherwise I wouldn't be here. But it's warning flags to all of us that we do recognize the signs of when somebody's lying to us. It's whether we acknowledge it. Sometimes we just don't want to see it because it's too painful. It's too hurtful. And when you start to call them out on it, you're crazy, you're making things up, you don't know what you're talking about. And you do know what you're talking about because you're trusting your own intuition, and your intuition is telling you there's something up. We've got I hate to say it's like we've got a cheater in our mix, like here it is. We've got somebody that's just not being honest. I have, it's not too late. It's not too late for you to save yourself is how I feel. It's not too late for you to hold your head up high and just kind of call somebody out on something. After a hard time, we've been having a hard time. That's not an excuse. If you guys haven't been doing great, that's not an excuse for them to play the field. That's not an excuse to keep you going and keep strings attached to you while they see if there's something better out there. Okay, you're not an option. So you don't allow it. You just don't allow it is how I feel. Spirit, please share with me. And one more. I have very soon, a little bit of the blank is going to hit the fan. Okay. I feel like you're going to take back your power. Okay. Now, in these situations, when you ask Spirit for evidence, because some of you don't believe it, you think it's just in your head, you need to ask Spirit for evidence. You need to ask Spirit for, please just give me something real, whether it's you catch a text message, an email, a receipt, a friend sees them somewhere where they're not supposed to be and says, hey, I saw so-and-so, the other day. And you're like, really? Okay. You will get the evidence. All right. If that's something that you need, you ask Spirit, please give me the evidence so that I'm not like thinking I'm going crazy. Because some people need the evidence. Some people will not trust their gut feelings. And if this person truly is lying to you, they're a good liar. Okay. And it's not you, it's them. Okay. People are good liars and they can look right at you and just make you feel like you're crazy. Okay. So be careful out there. Sagittarius, again, not everybody, this story, this connection, this reading is happening in each of our lives, but we can all learn from it. We can all learn that, unfortunately, there's people that take advantage of us and manipulate us and do want to see if the grass is greener out there while they keep you on the hook. I've got something, but if there's something better out there, I'm going to see if there's something better out there. Well, you know what? You are more than good enough. And if they don't think you're good enough, then kick them to the curb and find somebody who thinks you're amazing, because you're amazing. Okay. So let's put this out to the universe. And I think that the cards were right. What the F, right? What the F is going on? So we're going to find out. I want to thank Spirit for these messages today that I did not expect. That was something I did not expect. So I will say that was I did not see that coming, right? Thank you for being here. Hit that like, subscribe, ring the bell, comment below. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, check out my website, Kathy Mamolen, psychicmedium.com. If you'd like to check out my other two YouTube channels, my Pick a Card channel and my Twin Flame Soulmate channel, which has more no contact readings, check those out. I'll put the link below in the description. Hang in there, Sagittarius. This isn't for everybody, but trust your intuition in all of these relationships. But Spirit will guide you and Spirit will always give you the truth. We'll see you soon.